Mark Savatsky was in a really good band when we were in junior high and high school. And then he went on, I think, through his 20s to continue to be in a band, and he was always really good. Never thought we would be friends, but over the last few years we've made friends on Facebook, and it was really cool. It's not that I didn't think we'd be friends because I didn't like Mark. It was because I just thought Mark was way too cool for me. I was in a band in 9th grade, and when I was in a band, I sang Foxy Lady and Purple Haze and all those songs that garage bands did, but I didn't play an instrument. I didn't do any of those kind of cool things. And when I stood up at a microphone, I just kind of stood there. I wore 501s and a white t-shirt, and I stood there and just sang. And I didn't know how to do all the cool things that guys like Mark Savatsky did, who knew how to throw their arms in the air and all that other kind of cool stuff that guys who really excel at being rock and roll stars like Mark knew how to do. Wasn't in me. As much as I look back on it, much as I would like to say it was in me, I don't remember ever being good at any of that. In fact, I remember always kind of being a little bit embarrassed coming into the scenario. Across the last few years, Mark and I have connected because of his wife Cheryl, who I've known since I think elementary school, at least 7th grade, I know for certain. And Mark did the most beautiful thing. He wrote a song to raise funds for Jackets for Jesus. It's called Homeless, and I've got a link to it here on my Facebook page, and I've got a link to it at jacketsforjesus.com. You can go there to jacketsforjesus.com, and you can see the video on the front of it. And you can probably just type in Mark Savatsky and Homeless on, not that Mark's homeless, but on YouTube, and you could watch it there. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song that he wrote. It's a beautiful video that I think he said his son-in-law made. It's just all of it. And looking at it, I realized how sometimes life comes at you and just humbles you so much. There's someone who just does something beautiful, and it touches you deeply. Listening to the song, hearing Mark's voice, thinking about how cool I thought he was, and now this cool guy, as we're in our 60s, is doing something to help our ministries and our work. I felt like humbled beyond measure and encouraged. As we come into the holidays, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. I know I do. This year, more overwhelmed than usual, to be honest with you. It's easy to feel like, how are we going to get this kind of stuff done? Where is all the money going to come from? How are we going to meet the needs of all the children and the staff at Siempre para los Niños? How are we going to make sure that we have enough turkey, that we have enough dressing, that we have enough everything for Thanksgiving dinner? How are we going to make sure that these people that are calling every single day and telling us their stories, that somehow they feel uniquely blessed, each one of them? Talked to a guy today, and he would have talked for an hour if I would have stayed on the phone. I should have, but I was busy with something. And I don't know if you ever get just too busy for someone. This is what he told me. He said, if you could bring 5 dinners, because we have neighbors that they don't have anything either. Nobody knows who we are. We're just 5 nobodies. And we'll invite them over also. We did it last year. You guys sent 5 dinners, and we had Thanksgiving together. And it meant all the world to us. And I said, you don't sound like nobodies to me. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, you're going out of your way to make sure that your neighbors have a place for Thanksgiving. You're planning to celebrate a wonderful time together. You're already putting your mind in motion and calling and arranging for it. That sounds like a real somebody to me. And he paused, and he said, that's like the nicest thing anyone said to me in a while. Thanks for thinking that I'm somebody. It doesn't take much to let someone know that they're somebody. Whether it's that homeless guy on the street that Mark sang about, whether it's that guy who feels like a nobody, who's coming near the end of his life and now is calling in for a free Thanksgiving dinner, Whether it's that pastor, that friend who's trying his best to keep everything going as we come into the holidays and keep things together. It doesn't take a whole lot to be that encouragement. But each of us have the opportunity just to take the moment and say, my life has been a gift to me, and I want to make this gift part of a gift to you as well. It's one of the reasons I do these Motivated in 2 minutes, because I've had so much of a gift in my life. Everything seems like it's just been set day after day before me. And this gift, well, I want to share it with you, because I don't want my life to be mediocre. I want my life to be the miracle. And I don't think you want to live a life of mediocrity either. Don't you want your life to be miraculous? And to be the miracle, we need to learn how to share ourselves. The popular kids with the kids who don't feel so popular. And as I've gotten older, I've long since learned that those kids that we thought were popular, we thought were on top of the heap, like Mark Zavatsky and Buddy Johnson and all those kind of cool kids, they had all the same issues that everyone else did. And now we have the opportunity to celebrate and to share together. Go out there, be the miracle tonight. God bless you. Have an absolutely terrific evening.